Welcome to the Batshit Crazy podcast.
We're having a sleepover! That was the quickest intro ever. What snacks do you have? What snacks do you have, Sister Willits?
I really wanted to have special snacks, and as you can tell, by the way, before we ever start snacks, I think that we should tell them what we're wearing.
Yeah.
I can't. Moo.
Crazy. I don't know if I just
I'm
flashed
not
them
gonna
in my
stand
butt.
because I'll flash you. I'm scared I'll flash you because I'm not wearing any pants, but this is my moo. We wanted to wear spooky moo-moos together. This is our sleepover. Welcome to our sleepover.
It's the end of season 1.
It is. If you guys want to be in sleepover mode too, take a pause, put on your PJs, get your snacks. We are in the middle of a slumber party, all of us right now.
We're not sleeping together. That is on the other platform. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing that. But, like, this is the pre-sleep sleepover, you know? Oh, and I'm Carly. That's Lilith. You guys should know that by now if you're watching the season finale of season 1.
We're already chaotic.
Anyways, what snacks do you have?
I wanted to have snacks that were a little different this time. I feel like my snacks are always very, like, Meemaw and Peepaw. So I wanted to have, like, slumber party snacks. So this is my bowl of popcorn. And then I have some M&Ms that are probably old. This is my bowl of candy corn. And then this is my extremely large mug of chocolate milk in a Corpse Bride mug.
I got some chocolate chip muffins and so much chocolate milk that I need to slow the fuck down on. Have you made any progress in the past week?
I mini shifted last night. It was after I went to bed last night, woke up this morning in it. I mini shifted to my Hogwarts DR last night, and I'm still kind of all over the place about it. I did gaslight myself out of it a little bit, like I usually do. But I was using the Any Moment method, made by this one, and I was using the Haven Subliminal, made by this one, and you should go and find her subliminals in the description below and subscribe to her Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And I laid down and I was doing that shit, and I'm not gonna go too terribly long into it. There's like an 8-minute video about it on my TikTok if you want to go find the full explanation video, but essentially my entire body went completely numb. And then suddenly I couldn't hear the subliminal anymore, and I could hear Sev talking to me. And then, like, once I acknowledged, hey, I should probably be listening to, like, what he's trying to say after freaking out because I could hear a fucking man talking, it's like the subliminal suddenly came back, and then I saw, like, weird shit over my eyes, almost like I was looking through mesh material, and then all of the weird little mesh dots formed into like weird flashes behind my eyes of Sev's face, but not like clips from the movies or edits or anything. It was like his face from memories I have of like being in conversation with him. And then I couldn't seem to ground myself, and I became a little bit too focused on, okay, well, I'll shift once I'm asleep and I'll wake up there. And so eventually it just became go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, like really aggressively. And I was too scared to say that I mini shifted until I referred to the council. She's the council, and I just had to wait for her to wake up from her nap. And we've determined that I aligned with a version of myself who was either falling asleep or was already asleep and was dreaming about him, and that I couldn't get myself to align because I was focusing too hard. But I know that I was in there. Everything felt really weird and different, and it's like I'm in this weird mix between like I'm super excited and vibrating about it, but also like calm, but the calm isn't like calm because I don't feel calm about this at all. It's just like sure, like I am so sure I can't even gaslight myself out of it anymore.
I love that so much.
How about you?
I love how also, I just want to touch on something real quick. You were like, is there a voice that you can hear in Haven? And I was like, are the subliminals too loud? Can you perceive them at any point? And I was like, no. And then you're like, well, I heard a man speaking to me. And I was like, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, it was like it got dramatically more quiet, and then a guy started talking very obviously.
Yeah, no.
And then it's like as soon as I was like, okay, I should try to listen to what he was saying, suddenly the subliminal was super loud again. And I've listened to Haven like 2 or 3 times already. That's never happened.
Yeah, definitely not my fault. I haven't made progress in the last few days. Oh, shit. I did shift between when we filmed the last podcast and now. It wasn't exciting. Sit down. I was daydreaming about a new DR possibility that I have made with Lilith that we're going to call her Freak Nasty DR for now. That's an executive decision I just made. And so I was just daydreaming about it.
Good with the word secret, but Freak Nasty is okay
Freak
too.
Nasty, I feel like, is just kind of funny. I did a knock and step back, which is my new method, and I was sound checking the knock and step back subliminal actually before that went up, I think. And I remember I came to, but this time I wasn't like waking up like the last time that I shifted to a random reality. I was walking up to my fiance and our friend Tiffany, and I just kind of looked at them like this. And Tiffany looked over and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I had the thing where like I was so unaware of what was going on and my eyes felt super heavy like every single time I've had these accidental shifts. And I was just like, yeah. And then I turned to my fiance and he kind of looked at me confused. And a few months ago, for context, my son was sleepwalking and he went, "My feet moving." And so it's like a joke in our household of my feet moving. So I looked at my fiance and I just went, "My feet moving. I don't know what the fuck is going on." And then I just wasn't there anymore. But the look that they gave me, they were so fucking confused with me because it's not like I was sleepwalking. The version that I shifted to, I was actively walking up to them as if I was about to have a conversation, and then I just go, "My feet moving." Like, I need to stop doing this to different versions of myself and just absolutely fucking humiliating her. It's gotta stop. And then, since then, I've just kind of been in this weird in-between with my DRs.
I wonder if they were super confused because that didn't happen there.
What do you mean?
Like, obviously there's like a bunch of different realities that exist, and in an infinite amount of them, the my feet moving thing that he said did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they look confused as fuck because in that reality he never said that shit, so you just said
so
that
I
out of
think
nowhere.
they looked confused because I wasn't sleepwalking. That's just when I like spawned in and became aware. Not to sound 2020 was spawned in, but like I don't think I was actually sleepwalking. I think the version of me that I shifted to was walking up to them to like continue a conversation, and then I'm just like, "My feet moving," and had no recollection.
That should be our new code for when we disassociate.
Yeah, someone today in my comments was like, "I feel like I'm about to shift with this, ... my feet moving," and I love that that's becoming a thing. I love that. I cackled.
I'm gonna start saying that in my daily life now.
That's gonna be like our code
To
for when
other
we
people.
shift. "My feet moving."
It was better than our old one that I'm not gonna say online because it'll get us demonetized, but our like code word in our private DR for when we shift is like real inappropriate. And just the idea of shouting across our apartment at you is crazy.
I like "my feet moving" better. We need to update it to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So today we're doing obviously a sleepover, but we also have some confessions that you guys sent in. There's a lot more than I expected. We're looking at a grand total of 42 confessions, and I am terrified. I'm fucking terrified.
I'm so scared. I also feel like we should warn before we start any confessions. During this, to really add to like the sleepover vibes, we're gonna be doing skincare and doing our nails. So we encourage, if you like those things, do those things with us so we can all do that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read. I feel like we're so all over the place. I'll read the first confession. I don't know what you're doing first. I'm doing a face mask first. This is a snail mucin and turmeric
I'm gonna just
anti-aging
pull the nail
mask
stuff
because
out. I'm not
old.
gonna start it yet. I'm just pulling it out. I also feel like we should tell people we did each submit a secret thing in here. So one of these is from me and one of these is from her. And we have to see if we can peep each other's.
I think I know which one's yours.
What?
I think I know which one's yours. I'm gonna start at the bottom.
I think that there's a very good chance that you know which one is mine because I think I may have told you about it before. So when you get to it, I want you to tell me if you think it's mine.
Okay, so I'm gonna start at the very bottom. Okay, so this first confession says, "I have thousands of pins saved and TikTok edits set into folders to inspire my desired realities. I'm obsessive about it. At any given point, I have to post then delete from my recently deleted phone storage, part the 110 limit Pinterest allows." You know what? Me too.
I was about to say, like, I know that's not you.
Yeah.
But it could have been.
We were
And
just
you know what?
talking
Me
about
too.
me looking at edits on my phone when I was trying to free up space, and I was like, I don't want to delete them.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Why
these
are these
face
eye
masks
patches
everywhere.
slimy? This eye mask, these are slimy. I forgot that they were slimy.
This is crazy of us.
I don't remember which side of this goes on my face, but I need you to understand this feels like snail ass.
This is snail mucin. So.
I forgot that you were rich.
I got it for free from TikTok Shop. It was a sample.
Love that.
Yeah.
This shit is slimy. You're my mirror, guys.
Yeah, me too. I'm like staring at them with my head tilted like, hey.
It's gonna go in my eyeball.
I'm so hot.
What the fuck? Girl, I'm out here trying to get snatched as fuck, and this is preventing me.
Yeah, that's what's preventing
so close
us.
to my eye line.
It's our fucking connection. Hey, this is just, I can wipe it off whenever. It's getting in my baby hairs.
The real question is, how am I gonna eat my popcorn with, like, my mucus fingers?
Don't ever say that again in your life. Most of the time when I visualize during a method, it's an NSFW moment with me and my SO. Works like a charm, but I never know how to explain it to people without sounding like a horny demon.
That's so fucking real of you.
I mean,
that's so fucking real.
Sometimes it helps, you know? Like, I look
That's
wild.
how the segs method got made.
Yeah, because, like, that is not my, like, go-to, or even most of the time, but occasionally, hell yeah. I'm not judging.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
the one with dyslexia, guys.
Yeah, I heavily judge people for pearl clutching over other people's DRs, like apocalyptic DRs, drama-centric DRs, main character Wattpad-style ones, you get it. As someone who adores story times and misses their popularity, I know it from my scrotum to my ear holes that they knew to that era. You're my favorite person.
You brought your sack into our podcast. You brought your nads into this house. Ew.
I mean...
But also, yeah. I agree with you. It's no one else's business. I think as long as you're not, like, actively, like, hurting other people and you're not doing anything, like, morally that's, like, fucked up like that, go right ahead. I love people's drama. I miss the dramatic story times. I live and breathe for that shit. The fact that Court and Liz are both back on TikTok, I'm like, now tell me a story. Really quick, please.
My thing is, like, I definitely don't mind sharing stories, like, once I shift and everything. There are definitely going to be some things that I keep private. In the beginning, I was very much that person that was like, I'm going to share every detail. I have no boundaries, blah, blah, blah. But the more I have grown as a person, but also the more connected I've been to these other DRs, I'm like, there are going to be things that even Lilith won't know if it's like a secret, because you're in most of my realities. So I mean, I'm not going to be like, this was told to me in confidence.
I was gonna say, I was like, she's gonna tell me some sick shit.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think also people on Shift Talk they don't know boundaries. They don't respect them. Some people do. A lot of people do, but there's a few bad apples that spoil the bunch, you know? This is my nail color that I'm going for. Very mindful, very demure. That was so...
This one's mine, because I wanted to match her, and it'll go with my hair, so...
Yeah. Alright. This is just like a very laid back and chill podcast. It feels like hanging out with besties, and I love this.
I know everyone's always saying that about our pod, but like this feels the most like it. I'm having a great time.
I'm in the dark. Help. Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry, but your face mask makes you look like Mrs. Doubtfire.
I know. Hello.
We should watch that movie together.
Mm-hmm. That is like
I fucking
my
love
favorite
Robin
movie.
Williams.
Okay. All of my desired realities are what I consider alternate universes, even when they have a based aesthetic of a show or movie here in this reality. Personalizing the especially more popular DR locations of mine gives me a sense of ownership over my worlds. Like, I'm not at all actually have no room, this isn't a sentence. I'm so sorry. / like I'm not at all actually have no to share certain special people with others.
They have no desire to share anything with other people.
Yeah, okay, sorry. That being said, if I had begun reality shifting when I was anywhere near my teen years, I would have wanted things to be exclusively canon. I think that's fair.
Same.
Yeah. I think in the beginning, on Shift Talk, at least when I came towards the end of 2021, it felt like a lot of people were shifting for the plot, but people were starting to kind of get away from that a little bit. And I didn't really hear of anybody making, like, their own DRs. Like, there would be some people would make changes, but I feel like people are getting a lot more creative now, and I really like that.
Yeah, I think also the reason a lot of people didn't do it is because if you were anything different from the canon, people accused you of, like, faking, or they would ask you in the comments, like, hey, why are you doing this? Cass got ran into the ground for saying that her dorm room was in a tower because Slytherin in the movies and in the books is in the dungeons, and she's like, I have claustrophobia, I don't do well underground, I moved that shit in my script for a reason, I've just never mentioned it.
People don't understand how infinite reality shifting actually is. That's all I'm going to say on that for right now. Alright. Some of my favorite DRs are based on fan fiction I read / consumed like a rat. You know what? Yeah.
I love that.
I do too. I used to write fan fiction.
I could never shift to any of my fan fictions because they don't have any fucking plot whatsoever. They're just disgusting, filthy things.
Okay. I don't think I've even admitted this to you. I have no desire to shift here now. I actually have a fan fiction that did really well, and when I was a baby shifter, I was like, that would be so cool to go and live out my fan fiction. Or like any of my like writings that I've done, I've always considered it.
Was it your Snape fan fiction?
It was, but that was like 2021 when I first found shifting, and then I was like, nah. Like really early on.
You know, you're one of the few people that, like, and we've talked about, like, having jealousy amongst other people with shifting before, and I tend to get jealous a lot. There's currently, like, 2 people on the planet that make shifting content that shift for Sev that are, like, the only people that I don't get jealous when I see them. One of them is Atticus, and the other one is my mutual Rin. Rin, if you watch this, God love you, I'm too terrified to talk to you. And I feel like I watched Rin shift for Sev for so long that at this point, like, it's totally detached to me that it's the same person. But when I see, like, other people that are shifting for Sev, I get, like, really jealous. I feel like you are one of those people that if you came to me and you were like, hey, I'm setting up a Hogwarts DR, I'm gonna shift for Sev, I would be like, cool, here's the mountain of edits I will be sending you of the man we will be smashing into the ground together while holding hands. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding.
And I love you for that, but honestly, love Sev to death. When I see him now, I'm like, that's Lilith's man. Or even before you, I was like, Atticus. You know, like, I have people where I'm like, no, can't do that. Kind of like I was
At this point, all Alan Rickman characters are my man at this fucking point. Considering, like, I'm not going to talk about our stinky, dirty, nasty DR, but it's a different Alan Rickman character.
Yeah. I was shifting for Mateo. That was, like, my main DR. When I became friends with Beth.
Oh, yeah.
And Beth, that was her main SO. And as soon as she told me that, I was like, all of my attraction was gone like this. I don't know how to explain it because I was, like, in that shit.
I thought you were a Regulus girl. Did I imagine that?
I was for a little bit, yeah.
Now she's gonna shift for Alfard.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who doesn't know the lore of that, in canon, Sirius Black has an uncle named Alfard, and the fan cast for him is Cillian Murphy, but specifically from Peaky Blinders. Second I sent her that, she was like, don't you make me want to fuck a man named Alfard.
Because I will, with a smile on my face, looking like this.
I know.
There's also, when I was, like, way too young to be reading fan fiction, there was this fan fiction, I think I've told you about it for sure. It was a Carlisle one.
Oh, she talks about this at least once a month.
I could go there in a fucking heartbeat, brother. Whew, that was the first time I read something stinky,
when did you
dirty,
start
nasty.
reading fan fiction? Were you like 13?
I was like 10.
I was 14, and I think it's because I didn't know that it existed until I was 14, but the thing is, that would have been around the same time for you, because I don't think people were talking a lot about fanfiction online until then.
Yeah, no, it was on, like, fanfiction.net, and, like, this thing called Lemons. It wasn't called Smut, it was called Lemons.
It was lemons and limes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also it was because I didn't really get, like, my parents didn't really give me unfiltered access to the internet until I was 13.
My parents gave no fucks.
Actually, so I think I would have been 13 because I always tell people, okay, I'm gonna expose myself here for the family that are all here. I tell everyone that my very first fan fiction was when I was 14 years old and that it was a Vampire Academy fan fiction between Rose and Dimitri. It wasn't. I was 13 years old. It was a fan fiction on MySpace, back when MySpace used to have fan fictions. And it was about an original character who was a groupie for the Black Veil Brides band. And she fell in love with Andy Biersack and went with him on tour and lived on the tour bus. And I ate that shit up. It was like 87 chapters long, and I ate that shit up. I would come home from 8th grade every day, wave to my family, and run to the family computer and sit down and lock the door. Like,
Yeah.
That's who I was.
Yeah, no, I would stay up until like at least 4 o'clock in the morning, most mornings, just reading and consuming so much fan fiction. So the way I grew up in the middle of nowhere, my parents didn't have internet where you could stream a video until I was in like high school. And if you could stream a video, the Wi-Fi would run out after like 5 minutes, and they had to like refill it for like $35 for like 2 gigabytes. It was crazy. So I didn't have access to YouTube really. I only had access to like reading stuff. I genuinely, if we equated that to like books, I was reading at least like 100 books a year. It was insane. And I was locked the fuck in between Twilight fan fiction and Dan and Phil, not together, but like Dan is Not on Fire. Little Carly had such a crush on that man. And there were a couple more, but like those were the big two, and I would just constantly be reading shit.
Do you remember the era of like fan fictions when the entire fan fiction was a crack fic, where it was like an instant messaging chat between all the characters from the media?
You said crack fic and I just had flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Don't read it alone. Don't read it alone,
I
baby.
saw the first one and I wanted to make sure that it was fine. Hi, I'm a lesbian. Sorry. That's just a crazy way to start this.
That's how I introduced myself at the Walmart.
Hi.
Hey, I'm a lesbian.
I'm a lesbian, but I didn't know that back in 2020 when I first found shifting, and all of my SOs were men. So I used to include in all of my scripts things like, I don't have intimacy issues, and I don't get the ick from my partner. This isn't funny, I'm sorry. And
this wasn't me. I knew I was gay.
I actually enjoy physical affection, and looking back on all of those scripts, I'm like, girl, it was so fucking obvious you didn't like men. Now I just script that I'm bisexual in my DRs. Sorry. That's so
As a
real,
fellow
though.
lesbian, baby, I see you. You are so seen right now.
Oh my god.
I used to, like, when I thought that I had to be with a dude and didn't realize I was gay, I thought that it was normal to pick your crush on the first day of school, and I was like, which man is the least disgusting in this class? Which can I have the easiest interactions with without wanting to die?
I just can't get over scripting that you don't get the ick from your partner. It's so funny. I'm so sorry that you went through that. But you know what?
That's not even the craziest thing I've ever heard scripted.
Yeah. It's just funny how it was, they were like, it was so obvious I did not like men. I love that.
You're like, none of them have peeners and will not put them near me or show them to me ever.
Alright. The O method has never worked for me in shifting before, but always leads to a dream about the wrong person for my DRs. Always wake up feeling super weird about it.
Yeah, it never works for me either.
Same.
Wish it would.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that works for some people, but I don't think that's like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
If that works for you, lucky you, because it never works for me.
Life would be so much simpler.
I know.
The fact that you're dreaming about the wrong person from your DRs, though, that's fucking traumatic. I'm sorry.
You having a dream about Johnny Dogs.
Oh my god. This one has a big word in it, so bear with me. How the fuck do I say this? Okay. I absolutely cannot stand the rampant malingering in online shifting spaces. What I mean specifically is when someone shares an issue they have, and many people reply with thoughtful responses troubleshooting their specific issues, and then the OP publicly refuses or rejects all the advice because it's too hard, I can't do that, no, it doesn't work. very obviously without actually trying or even really considering the advice. Some people are addicted to complaining that they can't, addicted to the failure, and as long as they maintain that pattern, they won't shift, because they don't actually want to, which would be fine if they weren't dead weight for everyone else. Shit or get off the pot. Love y'all. Thank you. Love you too.
Do you know how happy I am that person explained what that word meant?
Me too.
My high school dropout ass was like, psst, can you Google that?
Me too. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that a lot. Not just with shifting, but with a lot. It's like, if something, I feel like people just like to complain. People like to have a reason to complain and to be upset about something and to be, oh, woe is me. And it's like, fix it. Then fucking fix it. It's too hard. I can't. Okay. Bye. So yeah, I completely agree with that.
I feel like you're definitely allowed to vent, which is why we have a venting section of our server, which, by the way,
18
if you're over 18 and you want to join our Discord server, check it out in the description. You're totally allowed to be frustrated. You're totally allowed to vent. You're totally allowed to be upset. But sitting in that and staying there is not going to help you.
No. Like, you can sit and linger for a little bit, but don't let it keep you there and don't drag others down with you. You know? Mm-hmm. Alright. I still feel like I can't shift unless I'm lying on my back. Fuck 2020 shift talk, honestly. That's fair.
Me.
I had this thought for a really long time. Or even just the thought that, oh, it would be easier for me to shift if I'm on my back. But I'm kind of learning. I tend to have my most successful shifts when I fall asleep and then I wake up there, and it doesn't matter how I'm laying. It really doesn't. I do notice something weird. When I'm trying to shift to certain DRs, I lay in a certain position. Most nights I lay one direction, and that's the way that I lay when I'm trying to shift to my peaky DR. But if I'm trying to shift to my 1940s DR or my quiet fame DR, I lay the other direction, and like I can't be comfortable the other way. It's almost like I align too much with them that I'm not comfortable unless I'm facing the direction that DR me would be. And it like changes depending on where I'm going. It's really weird. Old Amino Shift Talk was 1,000,000 times better than old Shift Talk. Shift Tumblr has always been peak. Respectfully, no.
I feel like Amino, to me, was just like a lot of confusing stuff. I feel like people were kind of, I don't know what circles you were on, but like Amino was kind of mean. Like Amino was a lot of like mean girl mentality when I was on it. And also with Tumblr, I don't go looking through Tumblr. If I see any like reality shifting Tumblr posts, it's because it's popped up for me. And the stuff I have seen is like insightful. There's a lot of like really good like law of assumption shit that's woven in there that's really good. And I have seen some people that are like real as fuck. And I mean, like, people will not give a fuck. I saw a post the other day on Tumblr. I can't remember. It said something about, like, woke up here again when I could be getting fucking railed. Pissed. And I'm like, me.
Yeah. So
sometimes they're very real, but other times I'm like,
I don't think I had an Amino account. I may have and just never used it. The reason I said respectfully no is because Shift Tumblr has always been peak. My experience, and maybe I'm just on the wrong side of Tumblr, yes, a lot of it is helpful, but I've also noticed this sense of superiority, or like your shit don't stank. It's just the fact that like a lot of what I'm seeing is this is how you're gonna shift. This is the key, and it's kind of like what we talked about in our last video, where it's like, do you want to know the one secret to why you haven't been shifting? And then it's like the most complex bullshit everywhere, and it's just like, just let me make my stupid little TikToks and be on my merry way. Like, I don't think any of us are above the rest, but I've been seeing a lot of, like, shift blur is elite, and it's just, like, respectfully, not my thing. Sorry. I drink 8 glasses of water before my shifting attempt all at once. I mean, stay hydrated, but you're gonna have to get up. I guess if you want to, like, awake back to sleep, because you're gonna have to piss.
I was about to say, is that the reason you're doing it? Yeah. I mean, hydrate so you don't dehydrate, but also, holy shit, the stomach ache.
Yeah, I could not. I say with like 4 water bottles next to me right now. I have multiple realities dedicated just to blanking. Yeah, me too. I have one that's like specifically like centered around blanking.
Are you talking about
my forbidden
Fool,
DR?
or are you talking about yeah? I was like, because our new one is a little bit boinky.
That's a little bit boinky too, but that one's not scripted. So that's boinking, question mark? But no, my forbidden DR is like boinking.
No, your forbidden DR is what it is, and then when we script out my half of it, it's also going to be very boinky.
Yeah.
The new one, we're not going to tell you anything about the new one, but this is some
I wish
white
we
knuckle
could,
shit.
but like
It's
y'all
some
are
hold me back
not.
Shit.
Y'all could not handle it.
Oh no, this is even less handleable than our private one. This
Oh
one,
yeah, our private DR is
I
so tame compared to this one.
I told my sister about it when she came to my house on Wednesday, and she burst out laughing and then went, "You know what? Live." Live.
I'm a legal age to say this. Sometime I used the orgasm method to manifest shifting later that night. I'm assuming you're not the person who said that it didn't work. Yeah, me too. Me too. And it never
I've
works.
tried and I just get sleepy. I just get so sleepy.
I don't get sleepy. It's just this is so much to say, and I'm so sorry.
It's sleepover time.
It's just I'll do that, and then afterwards I'm like, do I even want to shift right now? Like I'm fine. It's almost like
You have to be a little bit needy.
yeah, and then it's just kind of like, oh fuck it, I'm fine. I'll shift tomorrow. Like not a big deal. So like it's never successful for me because I'm just like, that was fun. Let's do it again.
Fuck it.
Anyways, sorry, Mom.
Does your mom actually watch these?
No.
Mine does. Apologize to my mom.
Sorry, Woo-It's Mom. Alright, I'm gonna read this exactly as it's written, okay? In drunk 2 RN. Hi, but it's spelled H-A-I. Hi.
So a drunk person said this.
Hey. I have been on the journey for around 5 years. Many times I wondered if I am just wasting time, but then I had a shifting experience, muffled noises as if someone was speaking with me. That experience made me rethink everything I've ever known. Never give up. That's so sweet. And yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. And I actually have a theory on this, but I'll let you address this first if you would like.
You got drunk and you didn't share with me? Shit.
No, that's I just read another one, best friend.
I thought it was the same one. I was like, they
No, the
started
other
off crazy
one?
and then they've got real
No,
eloquent.
the other one was just in drunk 2 right now. Hi. That was all it was.
I thought you meant that it started off like that, and then they got real eloquent, and I was like, how'd they do that?
Yeah, no.
I give up all the time and then stop believing, and then something happens, and I'm like, how did I ever give up?
So, here's my theory. Sit down. The way that I shift is when, and I talk about this so much, and I'm so sorry if you've already heard this story, which you probably have. It's when I think about trying to shift, I say, nah, and then I think about shifting, whether it's mindset or just something to do with shifting in general that kind of gives me a confidence boost in my shifting journey that I plan on using later. Fall asleep and I wake up somewhere else. And it's because I'm not pushing for a shift, I'm not expecting anything, I'm not trying to force my way through a door that opens inward. I knock and then I'm like, maybe not, and I step back and I just think, the door opens, I get pulled through that shit. I think it's a matter of you get to a point where you start, I don't want to say it's that you're not caring, but it's that you're letting go. And what I mean by letting go is either not expecting anything because you have given up and you don't care, or you're trusting that it will happen and you don't feel the need to control it anymore. And because you're confident that it's going to happen and you're able to let yourself step back that way, if that makes any sense.
It's time for my patches to come off. I'm going to use my pinky because I'm not going to eat popcorn with my pinky.
I'm going to go wipe this off. Let me get my...
While she's gone, I'm going to use this time to tell you that if you guys need any tarot readings, that you should contact our emails in the description below. And if you need a custom subliminal, you should also contact her specifically because she makes custom ones as well as the amazing ones that are on her YouTube and the ones that are on her Patreon that you can access a day before they go up on YouTube, and you get special goodies if you subscribe for the very reasonable price that she has set.
I scripted neither I or my friends and family can die. Bro, what? I mean, that's fair. I feel like a lot of us did that in the beginning. And in some of my DRs, I still do
That was in
like
my shit for like 2 or 3 years before I changed it to me and my loved ones can only die of extreme old age by modern standards.
Yeah. I have genuinely considered shifting to South Park on multiple occasions. I have questions. First one, why? Oh, this is a long one. Holy shit. Buckle up, guys. Someone sent a book. Controversial and long. I think the people that make constant videos about shifting, while not having shifted it all themselves, are the ones that give us a bad rap as a community.
And you follow this podcast?
I'm purposefully waiting until I successfully shift before I try and help those who can't, and I see many other people saying the same thing. I've always felt like it's so demotivating when a good chunk of shifting creators are just parroting the info they found somewhere else, not from their own actual shifting experiences. You can only say so many things about shifting without shifting yourself and having those personal stories. I think that's why a lot of creators quit as well, but some are still going strong and they'll upload something like how I shift my reality every time I try, and it's them saying they haven't shifted, but oh, they might think they went to an alternate reality, so they're going to tell us they're going to convince themselves it's a new reality. Okay, this part...
I'm going to let Carly handle this because I can see her having so many thoughts. I'm just going to sit here.
I definitely understand where you're coming from with the people being like, oh my god, I shifted here because this one tiny thing changed and I'm going to make it my whole personality. I understand where you're coming from with that. However, I don't think that I am someone who people find demotivating. I really hope not. I will say my videos in the beginning when I was still a baby shifter myself and didn't really know what I was doing, I look back on those and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? However, even though I haven't had a successful shift to any of my desired realities, I have successfully shifted. But even before then, I've been coming out with good ideas. Not to toot my own horn, but I have. I've done research and I've compiled things that I've learned from other people who have successfully shifted, things that have helped me to feel close, things that haven't worked at all. I also break down, I don't think you have to successfully shift because you don't have to successfully shift in order to master the art of lucid dreaming, which can help you shift, or astral projection, which can help you shift, or to break down different methods, or to make subliminals. Like, you don't have to be the successful master shifter in order to be a productive member of the shifting community. And I can tell that you weren't coming from a place of malice with this, but we haven't successfully made it to our DRs as like a full grounded shift. Just want to put that out there. Anyways, okay. And also the people
I'm not going to say a
like,
word. She said everything I need to say.
people who are like, oh my god, this is how I shift every single time I try. I haven't actually shifted. Yeah, no, that shit's annoying. You're right. Okay. I believe in parallel CRs to us, but it's almost convenient that after all this time you still haven't shifted, and now they just post videos saying the same thing. I've watched shifting content for the entire 5 years I've been in the community. They make the line muddy of who is a CC that has shifted and who has not. You cannot tell based on their video titles and thumbnails because it make it look like they did shift. I definitely, I know what you're talking about. I've seen this as well, and it is frustrating because it's like, I don't want to hear about this because there's people as well who will claim that they have shifted for like months, but they don't remember it. They don't remember that they shifted, but they confirmed it with their pendulum. But you're not shifting. So I was there, but I just wasn't aware of it. So when I shift to these alternate CRs, I'm shifting back. I'm not staying there. I'm not like, this is my new reality. I have had that happen as well, though. However, I think the whole I shifted, but I wasn't aware of it is different. When I shift, I'm not fully aware of, oh my god, I just shifted. But once I come back, I'm like, holy fuck, that's what that was. But these people are acting like they shifted and they have no recollection of it, but the pendulum's telling them that they were there. And the whole point of shifting is your awareness being elsewhere. If you weren't aware of it, no the fuck you didn't. You know? Anyways. I'll give examples of channels because it's tea and I'm fully serious.
Did they give channels?
They did.
Don't you dare put it in there, but you tell me right now.
It's not gonna put these names in here. I used to love their content.
But I've never heard of the people you just named. I have no idea
I know who they are. I used to love their content, but sometimes I can't help but feel like they're using shifting words for clicks on that video. It's always, I shift every time without fail, but then they're like, I don't know if I shifted or not, and I don't think I shifted, or shit like that.
I've never heard of these people. This person really said, oh, I'm anonymous. Fuck the name dropping.
There is a lot more in this, but it's kind of them reiterating things. I think a lot of people at this point in their journeys are getting demotivated and will take, I think it's really important to celebrate the small wins, but I think people take that to the extreme sometimes. And if they had a weird dream, but it was definitely a dream, they're like, oh my god, I shifted. Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god, I shifted and I don't remember it. It's like they're very quick to jump and be like, hey, because it's like they're giving up on themselves. And they don't think that they can actually shift, so they're settling for something less than what shifting actually is. But I agree with you, that is really, really frustrating.
the second they started talking about like shifting to like parallel CRs, I was like, yeah, Carly used to be scared of storms, and she's never seen Halloween. Like, I just immediately was like, I got real insecure very suddenly.
No, they're talking about the people who are like, and all of a sudden,
No, I know what you mean, but like at first when you started saying it, I was like, shit.
Yeah, no, I was afraid that was going to be like at us at first, but it wasn't. It's more good. I'm at a point in my journey where I can look back at the stuff that I've done in my DRs and find my actions cringeworthy. I think we always hope when we shift that we won't do anything that we'll look back on that will make us feel this way, but I also love living as the example of yes, the fuck you can. Recently, I was rereading my shifting journal to one of my DRs, and there was an entire passage where I was mad at my family, my found family, but I was mad at them for locking me away. I was in a mansion perfectly safe, but I acted so immature and called it a prison. Now I look at that moment and I not only realize why I was locked away, but I literally want to slap old me. Sure, it's signs of growth, but the face I make thinking about it. I mean, that's life.
It sounds like looking back on your teen years,
Yeah.
we've all been cringe as fuck in our lives.
I mean, not even my teen years. I look back on shit that I posted a year ago and I'm like, girlfriend, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and while we're sitting here, I'm gonna do some more slight skincare stuff now that I've pulled my eye patches off. I needed stuff I could do that didn't have to do with me going in the bathroom, so I can't do my face washing or do my toner or either of my midnight serums in here. So I can put on CeraVe Acne Control Gel on some spots on my face, and I'm gonna use you guys as a mirror.
Yeah, my face feels really dry. I'm in the dark. Oh no. I'm gonna use my...
What is that audio? Hell, I'm in the dark.
I'm gonna be using my facial serum and then my moisturizer. Nothing fancy. Alright, my first ever script was for a Penguins of Madagascar DR because I was heavily obsessed with that movie in 2020. The actual crazy part of the confession. The reason I was obsessed and who I scripted as my SO, Dave, the villain of the movie. I still kind of can hear myself out on this because he's funny. Is Dave an animal?
I've never seen the movie, but I'm pretty sure... Isn't Dave like a wolf or something? I've never seen that movie. I've seen the original 3 Madagascar movies. Who is Dave?
That's not real. That's not real. That's not real.
Girl, hold on.
That's not real. That's not real.
Hold on. Hold on.
Girlfriend.
You said it was Dave?
Yeah. That's not...
Please, okay, whether it's the human form or the octopus form.
I am just seeing the octopus form. There's a human form. Which is worse? Girlfriend.
Love yourself more than that. Shit.
I love you.
I miss when the only thing I had to worry about was people wanting to fuck the dad from the Shark Tale movie. I wish that was still my biggest problem.
I love you so much. Thank you for being here. You are a sweet being. You know what? I don't kink shame.
Listen, I read monster romance, okay? I've read tentacle romance, okay? I've been there. It's not my bag because the suction cups freak me out a little bit. But, you know, I read the whole thing. But I mean, you know, give me a good orc, a good werewolf, a good fucking vampire. Give me a 7-foot alien with a tail. Let's fucking go. That was insane. That was insane of you.
I had so many things of what I thought it could be. I am so glad that you guys could see my reaction to who the fuck Dave is. I personally find it weird when people shift for someone and their sibling, even if it's in a different DR. I just know I would be really upset if someone I was dating was also in a relationship with my sibling. I can agree with that.
That felt like it was directly at anybody who fucks both Fred and
That's
George.
what I was thinking.
That felt like it was directly at that.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, because, like, you're still in that reality that... Yeah, Yeah, that's all I have to say to that. It's just, yeah. Confession. Would not mind at all to find that I have shifted and am mid-bang. Intercoital shifting? I've heard this is a thing, and I'm not mad about it. Also, what the fuck, is this a thing? For your next season Q&A. You know what? We're gonna answer this now. Probably. And I've also thought about this. I wouldn't be mad either. But I also think I would be
I would
like,
be.
my feet moving, so it's probably
I
it's probably
Not my feet
not a good idea.
her everything moving. I would be upset.
Yeah.
Because it means I missed all the foreplay.
Yeah.
It means I missed all the fun stuff at the beginning.
I mean, that doesn't relate at all. I had an experience. I actually thought about this the other day. I don't know if I mentioned this in our shifting experiences video or not. I'll just bring it up now. It doesn't have to do with sex, but I got kissed one time. I was laying down, and it was in the morning before my fiance was supposed to go to work, and I felt really tired. I couldn't open my eyes because they were so heavy, and I heard, "You promise you won't change your mind." And I went, "I promise." And then I got kissed, and then I woke up. My fiance wasn't near me. And then he like walked over, and I was like, what's going on? And he looked at me, he was like, "What?" I was like, "Why'd you kiss me? Why'd you say that?" And he was like, "I didn't." But that was a thing. And the heavy eyelids thing, I didn't know at the time that that was like a theme for me, but yeah, that was Tommy. Anyways, I will not hesitate to steal someone's DR storyline if it's epic enough. Hasn't happened yet, but if they never know, isn't it kind of a win-win?
I'm gonna have something to say about this, but because you reacted so fiercely, I'm gonna love you enough to let you go first with your little twitchy eyeball.
I have had somebody steal my script for my Peaky Blinders DR. Even if I hadn't found out about it, that feels so violating on so many levels for so many reasons. Why would you want to? Why? This is not somebody else. What? Here's my thing. If you're not creative, just say that. This feels like a violation. Like, I don't fucks with you. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because the thing is with my DRs, and I think a lot of people have the same experience, I have a connection with them. And a lot of mine come from memories or realizations that I have. It's not like I'm sitting down writing something out. It is something that I was either shown or that like came into like my knowing.
It reaches out to you almost.
And it's not just like, oh, I imagined this and it would be fun. No, it's like memories and realizations and downloads and shit. And if you're gonna like, if anybody tries to steal that from me, immediately blocked. Obviously, if I don't know, I can't do anything about it, but that still feels so violating and wrong. And also, if it's epic enough, make it your own. That's just saying that you're not confident enough that you can also have good ideas or have downloads or whatever
I feel like
is. No.
I'm also gonna say it, and this is gonna make whoever this is mad, but I don't really care because this is weird. I don't think you actually understand how real shifting is if this is your hot take, because shifting, a lot of the time for a lot of people, especially now, we have the DRs we do, we have the scripts we do, because it's almost like the DR has chosen us. We feel very strongly about these people and these places. There are certain things in DRs that, like, I don't actually love that it's in my DR. Would love to change it, but I can't because I'm already so aligned to that specific version of me and those specific people. And if this is your hot take, I don't think you understand you are stealing the real life from someone. That feels like if you were like, okay, so I'm gonna get engaged to a man named Jordan, and then we're gonna have a son named Jared, and I'm gonna have long black hair.
And I'm coming to your house, okay?
Yeah, like I feel like people who have this take don't understand. You are basically copying someone's life. That is like if someone showed up in this exact muumuu with this hair and they changed their name to my name and suddenly they were a lesbian, and it's like, this is not...
To be fair though, there are people who shift to become characters in like canon.
And that's totally okay. I know someone who did that. But I feel like this is different. It means you've actively looked at something that someone has said, this is important and personal to me, and you went, I'll take that. Like, that's different. Because there are realities where you are already that other person, and I get it. That means that there is a reality where this is actually who you are and you're the same as that person. But you didn't get inspiration from that person and then make something that is your own. You took something word for word that was personal to someone that they took time curating and connecting to and fucked with it. And that feels weird and it feels bitchy to me.
I will say it makes me kind of sad for you, whoever submitted this, or for anybody who does that. Because it just kind of shows me that you don't think that you are capable of coming up with your own things or connecting to your own stuff or having things sort of fall into your lap. And I hope that that changes for you. And nobody ever has any permission to steal from my scripts. Like, obviously, if you want to steal bits and pieces or be inspired by like certain things, that's okay. But like the bitch who was like, I need to know what happens next for my script, no.
It feels weird. Like, and obviously, if it's like a loose thing, like, I can't get mad if there's other people who are like, I'm gonna shift to Hogwarts to be with Sev and I'm a teacher. Okay, that's like loose as shit. But also if you're scripting in that you have a sister who has the same job as me, as my sister, and you have a cat that looks like my cat and is the same name as my cat, and you teach the same subject as me, and your brother is also a dragon trainer, and you are half-blood, and Remus was your childhood love, and you're Harry's godmother and all this shit, like all this shit that's identical to mine, that's different than, oh, I'm also gonna be a teacher. That's so different. If you're like detail by detailing, at that point, it's not even just rude, it's a little creepy. I think it's creepy.
I mean, if you're drawing inspiration from something that's different, because I definitely did that in the beginning, I would draw inspiration from other people's scripts, but they would be like, so here's what I did, it might be fun if you do this too. But like, if it was a situation where someone was sharing intimate details or like personal stuff that they included, I'm not going to script in that, you know? It just, I don't know. Not a fan.
It feels too personal. It feels really weird, and it feels kind of... I'm worried we're gonna get canceled over this somehow, but it feels weird. It makes me feel icky.
I script relationships in my DRs where I'm loved unconditionally because I don't think I'll ever find or feel worthy of that kind of love in my CR. I would never admit to that in this reality. This feels like it should be a post-secret submission. I love you so much, and I want to give you a hug, and I'm really sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of shifters feel that way. That's why the number one motivator is people talking about the significant others that they're in love with. And I feel like that's why it's super popular, because a lot of people have given up on love here, and I'm very lucky that I'm in a very loving relationship with someone who cares about me, but I feel like if I didn't have that, I probably would feel the same way.
So I've already talked about this before a little bit. I don't know if I've ever made it public. I think if it weren't for the fact that I was in a relationship and like had a life, I think if I ever had to start over, I don't think that it would take a lot for me to be in a relationship here. I'm not going to say I would never. It would take a lot for me because my standards are impossibly high because I know what I deserve, you know? I look at people who shift the Hogwarts age up with a smidge of side-eye. I feel like going to bang canon characters cheapens the whole vibe of childhood magic that the books/movies held. Kind of grosses me out to think of characters who I know as children and everyone else knew/met as children. Blech. Gonna stop right there. Side-eye. I mean, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. I know when I was shifting for Draco when I was like 20 years old, I aged him up, obviously. But also, like, with my Twilight DR and stuff, I don't know, I just feel like it can be problematic for sure, especially if it's something that, like, came out recently and they're still young, like, still underage. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I'm gonna make you an adult. It's like, they're not an adult, though. Like, they're not. I feel like with Harry Potter, it's kind of... This one's interesting.
A lot of us grew up with that.
Yeah, a lot of us grew up with it, and it's kind of like the movies and the books grew up with us, and obviously the actors have continued to grow up as well. I will say the older I get, the less inclined I feel to shift to, like, even university DRs, if I'm honest. But I'm also an age gap girly, so, like, don't look at me with that tone of voice. Don't you ever. I think Hogwarts shifters are the most main character vibes of all the different shifters, and it shows in their real-life personalities.
Yes, we are. What do you fucking have to say about it? Thank you. Do you have a problem? Didn't think so.
When I was a baby shifter, I was shifting to a version of myself who was in a coma in the woods.
You couldn't have made that any more obvious if you had signed your government name on it.
111. All right. Oh.
You couldn't even try to make it hard for me.
I just started laughing. Okay. I'm afraid of this one. There's context at the end, but I'm not going to tell it to you right away. I think bald Remus is hotter than movie Remus.
No, I know who this is. There's a person who's in our server. I know it's you. There's a person in our server that every time they talk, there's a little emoticon of bald Remus next to their fucking name. It's you. I know it's you.
They said lying, but trying to see Lilith's reaction. I love you for that.
I know it's you. You've put that picture in there 3 different times while I've been in the server. And you know what? Night terrors are real. I expect payment towards my therapist immediately. You have my Venmo. Fuck you. I know it's you. Because any person who puts that next to their name and they want you to see it on a daily basis, they don't give a fuck about your mental health. They don't give a fuck about what happens to you. Also, I don't love the idea that someone that's true. That may not be true for them, but someone that's fucking true.
I don't know what bald Remus is. I'm gonna do a little Google search real quick.
This person has put it, looking you up and down, this person has put that thing in the, yeah, that fucking eldritch being, yeah, that cryptid, yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
He looks like a hard-boiled egg.
When I first discovered shifting, I was a bit feral, so everyone was my SO. However, I never really felt connected to them and just made scripts for fun. But now that it's been a few years and I've properly consumed the media and understood the multiverse more, those people who were my significant other are now my parents. Hear me out.
I did not see that coming. That shocked me to my fucking core.
In all caps, hear me out. It wasn't that I was attracted to them.
I don't want to hear anything.
It was more like longing to be a part of their family. So now Remus Lupin is my dad in one of my DRs, just like Tony Stark is in my MCU DR. Also, the other people I was shifting for, like Draco, have now become my best friend, who's basically like a brother to me. I think in the beginning we all thought there needed to be a romance in order to shift, but now I just have a bunch of friends in my DRs, and also 1 or 2 significant others that mean a lot to me. P.S. I scripted y'all into one of my DRs. I love that. What, I just tried to do a finger heart and I was like, triangle.
Okay, see?
I love that.
Now what's fucked up is I had someone email us, and who email us, like we share an email address. I had someone email me asking if we could be in their DR. If this is you, you've just exposed the fuck out of yourself. I have your email address. I know what you've done. Bitch. This bitch took daddy to an entirely different level.
I mean, like, I get it, though, because in the beginning everyone was like, you have to shift to be in a relationship. And
I really am fucking everybody's dads, aren't I?
Yeah.
I am fucking everyone's dads.
That's a DR idea. Don't play with me. You want to steal my script? I am shifting for your father. Thank you. All right.
That's the new punishment. You upset me, I fuck your dad. That's my new thing.
I used to be friends with someone who was very protective over certain characters. Like, no one was allowed to like the same characters or they would freak out. Like, yelling and screaming freak out. I didn't think much about it at the time since we were interested in different people that they knew of. I was so scared to tell them I liked the same characters because they would have been mad. One day I told them about shifting and they demanded me to put them in my script and said they wanted to get together with this character, a person I wanted to shift for. Shift for? Sure, whatever. Never ended up shifting there. It's been years and we are not friends anymore. The other day I was thinking about shifting and I thought about making a DR with all of their favorite characters and getting together with them just for, like, revenge, but that's probably really mean. Anyways, love the pod. That's perfect timing. That was perfect timing.
Do it!
Fucking do it.
Do it!
Fucking do it. Don't get me wrong.
I support being petty so fucking
Don't get me wrong. I have moments where I'm like, I'm not comfortable hearing about this person because it makes me jealous, and that's just a boundary that I have. However, I'm not going... But she doesn't yell. Yeah. I mean... in private sometimes, but like I'm not going to be like fuck you and your mom, like, and be mean to your face, you know. Fucking yeah, boink all of them. Hello.
Are we a bad influence? Because I feel like I heard this petty shit come out of your mouth and I was like, yeah.
I think it's hilarious that after I was like, I'll fuck your dad, this is what popped up, and they were like, I want to fuck all of their crushes, and I'm just like, yes.
I love it. I live for it.
Lilith already heard this one, but I am shifting for...
Did
I don't know how to say this name. Hiram Lodge?
Hiram
Lodge, and I have absolutely no shame. He may be an
I
awful
am
person,
ashamed
but I
for
guarantee you he is hung.
No, fuck you. I heard this from you, okay? Listen, it was on one of my lives. Look this man's name up right now. He's the father of one of the main characters from Riverdale.
I promise you
This
that man
person
is
came
hung
into-
is crazy, and I love that for you.
The thing is, I do believe that. He
Uh-huh.
walks around like he is.
He's got a little waddle in his step, huh? Yeah.
He walks around like he's hung as fuck. He's also extremely wealthy, and I'm pretty sure he's a criminal.
That is my new tagline for my DRs. He may be an awful person, but I guarantee you he is hung. Are you kidding? I'm obsessed with you. I'm your biggest fan.
URL. This person came into my live and was talking to me about this, and anyone who's ever, if you ever want to be part of my TikTok live, you know where to find me. People will come into my live, and I forget I don't know these people, and I will immediately start judging and talking massive, like, best friend level shit on these people. This human being was vulnerable enough to come into my live and tell me this, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, public stoning. I'm totally kidding. I absolutely love you. My autistic ass needs to put that out there. But also, bitch. I have no room to talk about shifting for shameful people. I am actively in love with Arthur Shelby, and that's the most cringy and embarrassing thing I have ever said on the internet. We just had to cut one out, because if not, she was gonna reveal some information about our new DR, but she just put a second one in, apparently, and I didn't know, but it was the most blatant thing I've ever heard. And she would have just exposed the shit out of our brand new DR, and I need you guys to understand, Russian... Please leave that in. Russian torture artists could not pull this information out of me.
If this gets 1,000 likes, we'll talk about it in season 2. I used to have it in my script that if I went down on someone, their essence would taste like my favorite ice cream flavor, Lilith Patricia Lee.
Patricia?
Lilith mint chocolate chip Lee.
Ew.
This was you. I know this was you.
What makes you think this is me?
You told me.
I couldn't think of anything else that wouldn't be blatantly obvious.
Well, mine was I was in a coma in the woods. I couldn't think of anything either because I tell you everything.
I know your social security number.
111. The funny thing is I have told Lilith my social security number like 3 separate occasions, and I know that she's gonna forget it, so it's fine.
Listen, I can explain myself. This was something that I did because it was highly suggested at the time on Shift Talk, because people were like, you know, that doesn't taste great, you know, you might as well, like, it's your reality. And then I dead ass, the only reason I stopped, I can't remember if it was you or my sister, but one of you was like, you do realize if you do that, then you're never going to be able to eat caramel ice cream ever again, because you're going to be like, this tastes like jizz.
That was me.
And then I was like, shit, you're right, I don't want that to happen. So I just scripted that it tastes like nothing, because I didn't want to ruin ice cream for myself.
I only have one DR, and it isn't based on any popular media. I also don't have an SP and no script. For context, my DR is called The Archive, and it's my base of operations. I didn't script anything on paper because it feels like I've known it all my life. It's a dark academia library that also has all the comforts of a spa. It's on a hill overlooking a lake with many beautiful hiking trails. All of the books are DRs themselves and will provide experiences that are tailored to me. I can shift through any book and make adjustments in the book beforehand. Every time I think of a place I want to shift to in my CR, I know the correlating book will be in the archive. When you said archive, the first thing I thought of was that episode of SpongeBob where he's like in his brain and it's like the files and everyone's running around like throwing paper. It was like, this is my base of operations, and my first thought was like SpongeBob chaos, and I think that says a lot about me as a person. Anyways, this archive thing, I think that's really beautiful.
It sounds really cool.
I really like that, and I like that it's giving reading rainbow when you're like, I can shift through the books. I think that's really cool though. It sounds like a really nice, I know you're not calling it a waiting room, but I know that's kind of like the vibe. I love that. Hi, hope you're doing well. Anyway, this is a bit embarrassing, but in the early days, like 2020, 2021, when the whole clone thing was going around, I used to religiously leave to my clone near my bed a piece of paper with very detailed schedule, goals, things like not to hurt my family and friends, and how to act around them. Pretty normal for the time. If it wasn't that with the whole drama going around, I started to be a bit paranoid and scared, so I would rewrite and update that piece of paper every single day, right before trying to shift, which only grounded me even more to my CR. Listen, the intrusive thoughts of,
Honey
I'm
bunches
gonna
of
commit,
oats, me too.
like, my family, like, I get it, because that was a fear of mine in the beginning,
I have
too.
OCD, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck, I'm gonna come back, and, like, I will have, like...
And everybody's dead.
Yeah. I've never known how to word that without sounding like a fucking psychopath, so I'm glad to know that I'm not alone, because that was, like, a really bad anxiety of mine for such a long time. I pretty much worked through that, though, now, and I'm just kind of like...
Yeah, I remember there were people who, they would be like, I shifted back and my clone broke up with my boyfriend. I'm like, no, babe, you broke up with your boyfriend.
Yeah, it's giving, sorry, my cousin texted you.
It's giving, I called my crush and then didn't say anything and then called back to apologize because the kid I'm babysitting stole my phone.
Yeah. I feel like now I'm just more afraid of what I'm doing to the versions of myself that I am shifting to with, like, the whole My Feet Moving situation. Because it's like, if I am their clone, I'm doing a shit job. I've decided that when I turn 50-ish, kids are grown and settled, I'm hopefully in my forever house with a few responsibilities, I'm gonna do hella long shifts. Years upon years, finish all the random small DRs I've wanted to do, just blam, blam, blam in a row. And when I come back to my CR, it'll be such a distant memory, it's far more like a DR, where I have to relearn the rules of the world and technology, because I can/need to. Yeah, I get that. I've kind of decided that when I am, like, old and gray and on my deathbed, I will kind of make peace with things and then just, because I believe in the multiverse, just go elsewhere. Or even if that doesn't happen, I kind of have it, my personal belief is that once you kick the bucket, that you go somewhere else. And I've had this belief since I was a kid. I've always been, like, in the dark. I've always believed that whatever you assume is going to happen to you after you die is what happens. And I've thought that ever since I was a kid. And so it's kind of like, if you believe you're going to heaven, you'll go to a place like heaven. If you believe you're going to hell, you'll go there. Or if you believe that you're going to wake up in, like, a waiting room, wake up. If you're going to shift to, like, a waiting room once you die, maybe that's what happens. So I kind of have, like, this idea in my mind of where I would want to go. And, like, be able to look down on people who would still be here in this reality and be able to, like, shift at will from there and things like that. So yeah, I get that. What do you have to say about it?
I think that's definitely understandable. I know you and I have had the conversation of essentially immortality being, like, a possible thing because of shifting. And I want you guys to watch Carly get uncomfortable for a second. Look at the camera. Do you ever think about the fact that because we have scripted ourselves into so many of each other's DRs and are going to continue to do so, we technically are going to be friends forever? Because we're just gonna keep putting each other into all the places we go. We're literally gonna be friends forever.
That's so fucking cute.
I'm obsessed with us.
I have a weird complex that is restraining my shifts in astral projection, and that is when I started astral projecting, I kept killing every entity out of fear using my intent, and from then on my experiences diminished a lot. I guess they hate me. I also never met my spirit guide. I have questions. I have a lot of questions.
I'm gonna let you take this. I'm gonna let you take that. You didn't even take it.
I have questions. I mean, wow. I would also be fearful of, I feel like the reason you are restraining yourself from, like, shifting and astral projecting is because you keep being violent without meaning to. It's not funny.
Your accidental extreme rage and violence is kind of turning you off to the experience. It's not funny, it's just the way that Carly's wording it, because she's so fucking awkward. She's just, like, autistically struggling through it.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
What did this person... I know we said this was a confessions thing and it's anonymous, and they probably really needed to get that off their chest, but what the fuck did they hope we were gonna say to that?
I mean, just me saying, try to not do that sounds wild, but, like, try to not do that, you know? In my DRs, I don't usually script an SO because the idea that someone would find me attractive is crazy. I know, I'm working on it. I'm gonna come give you a kiss on the forehead.
That's fucking heartbreaking. I want to hug that person.
The one SO I do have, I scripted, or the one SO that I do have scripted, I went a bit overboard locking that man down. The connection I feel is, even before shifting, they're so warm and fuzzy, but I do sometimes think I've cheated the experience, where I'm putting him in a situation where he wouldn't normally want to be. Fuck that man for being so fine and making me realize I need to work on my self-image.
I want to start with this one.
Okay.
Okay. I have experienced so much self-hatred in my life that it's actually, like, fucking maddening. And I don't think that any of us should be surprised because we know how society thinks about fat women. And I have always been fat women ever since I was a child. And I don't think it's something that people talk about enough because they're like, no, you're not fat, you're beautiful. No one said you can't be both. We as fat women's, I literally had someone in, like, since we started the podcast tell me that they didn't like my content because I was fat, but they followed you, which was funny as fuck for me.
That's crazy. I remember this person and I was like, have you seen me? Sorry, hold on. Have you fucking seen me? Like, what?
I think it's because I'm a lot more obviously fat than you, but I think also part of it is just I genetically am, I think it's a little more obvious. Your face shape is different than mine. You carry your weight differently than me. You're taller than me. Like, we carry our weight differently. So we're both fat, but I feel like because my double chin is bigger than yours, I feel like it's a lot more obvious to people on camera. And also, I've been mocked my whole life for the fact that I have a really big nose for a girl, which doesn't make sense because not only does my brother, who's a boy, have a very small nose, but also they're completely forgetting that a big nose isn't, like, a gendered thing. Like, some people, like, it isn't it, oh god, like, people that are Greek have, like, bigger noses, like, pretty much most people, and it's like, bitch, we've seen statues of women with big noses because they were Greek statues, and y'all ain't got a bad word to say about it. I know what it's like to feel like nobody could be attracted to you, maybe because you've hated yourself your whole life, or because people have told you that you're unattractive your whole life. If multiverse is the theory you're going with, or whatever the fuck, there are infinite realities. And if you believe shifting is possible, then it's so true that it's possible for the people that you're attracted to be attracted to you. I feel like I hate that I constantly bring Charlie up because I know she's gonna watch these and be like, she's gassing me up, like, as if Charlie would ever do that. But, like, I think when I first started my shifting journey, we weren't a couple yet, and I really found it, like, impossible to believe that the people I was shifting for would ever be attracted to me. And then she and I became a couple, and I was like, my wife is extremely hot. If she thinks I'm hot, and she likes me the way I am, then anybody could think that I'm hot. And I know that that's not, like, a possibility for everybody, but it's so limitless. There are literally realities where we can do magic and ride dragons and be superheroes and go to other planets and travel time and, like, all this shit that people believe is so completely impossible. The most believable thing in the world is that somebody can find you attractive. That is the most believable thing about shifting. And it's really heartbreaking to think that you don't think that.
I am 10 toes down for the multiverse theory. You are not scripting something into this man's free will. You are simply becoming aware of a reality where he feels that way. So what I like to do, something that I have found that has helped me a lot with my self-worth, self-image, self-confidence, whatever, is realizing that any person that I've ever been attracted to, the most attractive person you can think of, there are infinite realities where they are just as attracted to you. Even with the current beauty standards that we have, even with, you know, whatever. Take that shit and fucking run with it. You deserve that. And I am really sorry that you feel that way. And I don't have anything more to add because you worded that really beautifully. I have such a dislike for Steven Seagal in this reality that I scripted a version of him into one of my DRs just so I could flip him off daily at work. I long for the day I shift there just to do that, and the fact of possibly seeing him fall off of a horse, glorious. Also, hope you all are having a lovely day or night.
Remind me who Steven Seagal is?
I don't know.
Remind me who Steven Seagal is? Isn't he like a...
Seagal. Why are you saying Seagal? What is happening?
Isn't his name Steven Seagal?
Steven Seagal.
No, I'm pretty sure his name is Steven Seagal.
It's spelled like...
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Steven Seagal. Or, like, there's some other famous person that might be their last name.
I was like, oh, she's fancy.
No, I think it's kind of like saying there's Jason Segel and then, like, Steven Seagal, right?
Let's see.
Isn't that...
Oh, it is Seagal. Okay, my bad. I joined the shifting community in 2019, shifted in late 2019. How does it feel to be God's favorite? So when it became popular on TikTok in 2020, I really felt betrayed in a way. Like my little community of a life-changing secret was suddenly exposed to critics and people who had a much easier time shifting. And honestly, I held resentment for both. I avoided the shifting community for years because it no longer resembled the one I was able to shift with. It took me 4 years to be able to enter the same community, and your podcast has helped a lot. Thank you, and I can't wait for the next season. What if I kissed you on the forehead?
I think that that's so sweet. I also get what you're talking about because every time someone outside of the shifting community starts talking about the shifting community, I'm like, they hit the Pentagon! Like, when all of those videos have come out from YouTubers who are like, I'm not gonna say anyone specific, but when people put out videos talking about, I spent a day with reality shifters and then all they did was interview lucid dreamers.
Anthony Padilla, I'm looking at you.
I don't think he had bad intentions. I think he
podcast. Make it happen.
I don't think that he had bad intentions. I think that he was ill-informed. I don't think he had enough education on the subject, and then he just grabbed people. But the idea that there are movies about reality shifting. What was that? Was it called The Shift? Some dude who was like, I gotta shift to film my wife. Like, when that came out. And the fact that there's people who they'll be in like a new video like every month where someone with like 200,000 followers will be like, do you guys remember when we were all pretending to shift to Hogwarts? And that was crazy. Like, and that's exactly how they'll talk. It'll be exactly like 2018 Shane Dawson when they talk. And it'll be out of their fucking minds with like, this is crazy of us. And then there's thousands of people in the comments that are all like, yeah, shifting isn't real, but the psychotics they need are. And I'm like, leave me and my need for medication out of this.
I haven't signed shit, so I'm able to talk.
You're gonna talk about this on air?
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything specifically for legal purpose, just in case. I have been seeing a lot going around about potential shifting documentaries by big entertainment companies going around. I feel like, and again, I haven't signed shit, so I can speak on this. I feel like I am very passionate about shifting, and I am very protective of our community, so I understand where you're coming from with this. I do see that shifting will become something more mainstream in the future, especially if these big documentaries that have been going around come to fruition. However, with that also comes an influx of anti-shifters and people who don't understand and aren't open-minded, and shifting is not for them in this life, but they're going to make it all about them. So I definitely understand what you mean, and I think I just wanted to include this in here, especially this late into the podcast, just so people can be aware of it, because I'm not trying to get sued, but also love you. Anyways, just to keep yourself safe, if you were hypothetically ever approached by any sort of agency who wants to make some sort of shifting media, legally they don't have to tell you shit about the sort of side that they're taking, I guess, or the way that they want to represent it. They don't have to tell you. They can straight up lie to your face. They probably won't, but they're going to be vague if it's not in your best interest, and they don't have to be upfront with you about it. So just be very careful, please and thank you. I love your podcast. Me and my friend watch. Thank you. We love you. Hello. So, to the confession. Up until literally today, I was under the impression that my 5 years of being aware of shifting, only about a month of actively trying split amongst those years, have been completely fruitless, which I didn't let put me off. Lots of people put in more effort, and I'm patient. However, I was talking to a shifting friend I have, and she was describing a mini shift to me, and I realized I've mini shifted on almost every attempt. A flex, I know. So I guess my confession is that I'm an idiot. I didn't want to see what was right in front of me because honestly shifting scares me even if I want it really bad. I just figured for a shift to count you had to open your eyes, which now seems silly thinking about it. It's sort of surreal admitting that after all this time. Anyway, this all happened today, then I saw this notification, so I figured I must share. Thanks so much. I'll stay tuned for the pod. That's exciting as fuck. And yes, I think a lot of people don't count progress or wins unless it's like the big one. I know we talked about earlier how some people take like the smallest things as wins even if they're not wins. This isn't that. This is something that's like actually really exciting. I love that for you.
That's really crazy, and I love that for you. It does make me wonder, and I'm gonna ask you this, and you guys can tell us in the comments, and we're gonna say that this is like the question of the episode. one day, like 10 years from now, when we're still out here talking about shifting and we're on like season fucking 27 of this podcast, and someone asks you when you first shifted, is the answer going to be your first grounded shift or the first time you mini shifted? Because mini shifts are shifts.
Yeah.
So which of those is going to be when your answer?
I would tell them I had my first shifting experience really early on, but I didn't have my first full grounded shift until, and then I would tell them. Because I haven't fully grounded in another reality yet.
Yeah. I always never know. I think I never... It's really weird. It never occurred to me that I was ever going to mini shift. I really thought my first shifting experience was going to be it. Because in like 2020, it was like, oh, you're going to have to fucking rip me out of my DR kicking and screaming. Like, it never occurred to me that I was going to be mini shifting everywhere at first. Like, but my 5th mini shift, I got up from it this morning. Which is crazy because I would like to inform everybody that my 5th mini shift was on the 2-year anniversary of my very first one.
That's so exciting. I
feel like that's fucking insane.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad that you brought that up because I feel like a lot of people, myself included, for the longest time imagined shifting to be this very cut and dry thing of either you fall asleep here and you wake up there and you're just there, or you are trying to shift and then suddenly you're there and you're just there, or maybe you have a mini shift or two and then soon after you have like the big one, you know? I'm out here shifting to random realities that I'm really struggling to ground myself in, and it's when I'm not trying to shift. And yes, I've mini shifted a lot, and I've actually realized recently when I have shifted when I'm awake, like when I open my eyes in my Peaky Blinders DR, I have never fully shifted while awake. Like, yes, my eyes were open in my Peaky Blinders DR, however, I still had some of my senses here. And I've had multiple occasions where I can hear sounds from my DR or feel certain things, but if I open my eyes, I'm still here. It's like some of my senses shift, but not all of them. And the only times I've ever had full shifts is if I fall asleep and then wake up there. Never while I am awake. And then also, to kind of piggyback off of that, my mini shift curse. I have mini shifted more times than I can even fucking remember, even little things. And it's just like, I never thought that would be me. I always thought, oh, you mini shift once, and then it's like, oh, I got it. I got the big one. And I never thought that grounding yourself would be something that you have to like work for. And for some people it's not, but for me it definitely is. And also one more thing, because I'm yapping. I always expected for my shifts to be like, I would wake up somewhere and I would be like, oh my god, I'm in another reality. Let me ground myself. Once I kind of knew a little bit more about it. My random shifts that I've had, when I shifted to the shower, when I shifted to the random reality, I think the beginning of July, and then when I shifted within the last 2 weeks, I have no recollection of anything. Like, I know my name, I know where I'm at, I know who I'm with, but it's almost like there's dreaming and there's lucid dreaming. This feels like I'm shifting, but I'm not lucid shifting, because I don't remember my CR. I don't realize the fact that I have shifted. And then as soon as I start to question, like when I was in the shower and I did a reality check after, I was like, I don't remember today. Why the fuck am I here? And I was like, oh fuck, I was taking a nap on the couch. And then I counted my fingers, I realized that it was real, and I went to try and ground myself and like touch something else other than my hand. And as soon as I did that, I shifted back. The beginning of July, that shift, I couldn't remember my cat's name, and I was like, that's not right. What the fuck is my cat's name? What the fuck is going on? Something doesn't feel right. Something really doesn't feel right. And as soon as I started to question, I shifted back. And then obviously the my feet moving thing, I never expected to like not remember my CR or not realize that I've shifted while I am there. And like for one of them, it was like 15-20 minutes that I was there and I just didn't remember my fucking CR. But I realized what happened when I came back, and I didn't remember things from there either. Like, I had no context of what was going on. Fucking weird. Anyways.
Can we get matching tattoos to say my feet moving?
Absolutely, I'll get it right here. My feet moving. I have a desired reality where the same person is my lover, and in another, a parental figure.
Hey, I'm gonna take this one. 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 Ew.
You're boinking your parent?
It was fucking one of yous. Okay, I, for a time, and I changed it when it all happened, I was gonna shift to House of the Dragon, and I knew I was before they did the actor switch in the middle of the first season. So I knew that I was gonna shift when they still had, like, the younger Alicent and the younger Rhaenyra and shit. And I was gonna script myself in as being Alicent's older sister, that way that I could be friends with her and Rhaenyra, and they were both already gonna be adults, so it was gonna look like the younger actors, and was never gonna look like the older actors ever. The reason I 86'd that script is because when they switched actors, I was attracted to the actress who played older Alicent. Even though in my DR, she would never look like that, she would just look like the one who played the younger one and continue to age and have that face. I felt gross even being attracted to a different actor who played the same character, and you're fucking your parent.
Yeah, like that's...
Check yourself at the door.
It says a parental figure. It doesn't say parent necessarily, so I'm wondering if it's like a step-parent thing or like a ward situation, which like, that's... I'm trying to make this better.
Parental figure could mean anything, though. You
But
were
it's
really
the
vague
fact-
about that.
I feel like they were vague about that for a reason, but it's the fact that it says in one DR it's their lover and in another a parental... What?
It's so
I'm
vague
sounding
because
the
parental
alarm.
figure could have meant... It could have meant anything. That's the craziest one for us to end on. This... that could mean anything. Because they could have meant their parent, or they could have meant, like, oh, it's like their parents' best friend that they grew up around, or oh, it's like my teacher at school that I've known since I was young, or it's like my fucking neighbor.
Or
Like,
it's their fucking dad.
Yeah, you worded that in the most fucking inconspicuous way possible.
You know what you did,
And I'm
you
gonna
little
be a
shit.
little, I'm gonna be a little honest with you. I'm a little proud that you've worded it this way because you have shaken the fuck out of us, and you did that for us. I hope you're lying. Okay, that means one of two things. Either this is someone who is not actually their parent and is technically a parental figure, or that...
What?
You look like a founding father.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what I was gonna say. Please just leave the curler in. Leave it right there where it is.
I look like a Duggar.
Head.
I can't.
I'm really terrified at the idea that this means that they go from one reality to the other, and if this person, whether this person is like a parental figure or a parent, it means that these realities are real. I don't think these people understand all the way. These places are real. This means that you're out here either looking at your partner and thinking, oh, my dad, or you're looking at your dad going,
Daddy.
either way, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy of you. Oh, this
I
is
miss-
going so well.
I miss when our biggest problem was bald Remus.
Yeah. I love you, crazy fuckers. I really do. Y'all have a special place in my heart and in the asylum. So. Okay, so those are all of our confessions. We're not done yet, but I did want to real quick add, I am going to be making a subliminal specifically for the Batch of Crazy podcast channel. If you want to be a part in making it, please join our Discord server because that is where it is going to be accessible for you to help me work on it. It's going to be like a little Google form, and I'm going to make collectively what we decide to be the best subliminal for us. If you want to be a part of that and you're over the age of 18, please go ahead and find that in the description.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, alright, something else I want to touch on really quick. Just so you guys are aware, if and when Lilith and I successfully shift while we are between podcast seasons, which we can also talk about that a little bit as well, we are going to be having an emergency episode to talk about it. So it doesn't matter if we're on a break. If I shift tomorrow, we're filming a podcast tomorrow. Like, it's not going to be, we'll wait for season 2. Like, that is emergency,
no, it'll be a fucking emergency.
Sending out the bat signal.
I think that also, I feel the need to inform you guys, our first episode back is going to have a lot to do with, like, what we did on the break. And I need you to understand, 100% of it is probably going to be me telling you guys that I forced her to catch up on a lot of Marvel projects so that she can parallel my Salem DR, because if her boyfriend doesn't get the fuck out of my house. Also, before we continue on with our yap, because I think it would be good just to have, like, a bunch of yapping at the end of it, because we're wrapping up the end of the season, and there's a lot of
Why am I
yapping at
sad?
slumber parties. We're gonna be back in like 4 to 6 weeks.
I know, and I'm like, I need a break
And it's
so
also,
bad.
she
but,
acts,
yeah.
yeah, we have to catch up on our YouTubes so bad. And I have to catch up on readings so bad.
And I have to start
I would also like to
homeschooling
point
in the
out,
next few weeks.
Yeah, that's disgusting. She acts like we never talk outside of this. We genuinely call like 4 nights out of the week.
Yeah.
Like, on the nights that we don't call, I'm like, why aren't we on the phone? We really are, like, we're so used to this podcast that the idea of actually not filming it is gonna be a little weird. I'm like, how am I gonna know that it's Thursday?
Same.
I say like it's not Friday right now.
Technically, it's Saturday morning, so we're really...
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like, we're gonna catch up on our shit. I think season 2 will be a lot more organized because we started season 1 in a rush.
Yeah, because we were excited. And I feel like, I don't know about you, this went a lot better than I thought it would.
The episode or the pod?
Just the podcast in general.
Yeah, honestly, I thought that we were gonna, like, no one was gonna watch. As of right now, last time I checked, there's, like, over 120 people. No, 820. That's what I was like, what the fuck? Is 820 people subscribed. I would love it if we could have 1,000 subscribers by the time we came back for season 2, but that's me reaching for the stars.
I was demonetized on my other channel, and that really hurt my feelings, you know?
You get to possibly revisit that in the next few weeks, though, right?
Oh
Or
my
is it
god, September 1st.
In a month.
Exciting, yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're not planning on being gone long. We will definitely be back before October. I know a lot of people have been like, please don't carry on with the shifting podcast curse. We're not. We're still going to be making podcast episodes and stuff. We just need a little bit of a break because, like Lilith said, we started this one in a bit of a rush. So we would like some time to catch up, organize. Like I said, I have to homeschool my child soon. So, and I already have a lot on my plate, so that's going to be a little rough. But we're going to make it work. We will be back. We already have...
I think a lot of it's just timing.
We already have more than enough episode ideas listed out for season 2 already. It's just giving us a little bit of a vacation. So, but we will be back in time for spooky season. Probably, honestly, September, especially with the potential TikTok ban. But definitely by October, we will be back.
I feel like we'll definitely be back before... I would love to be back before September because September is not only my 30th birthday, but it's also the 5-year anniversary of me being in the community, and I think I need you guys there with me for that.
Yeah, mine, well, not 5 years. For me, it would be 4. But mine's also, it's the 21st night of September.
Are either of our anniversaries on
a Saturday?
On a Thursday?
A Thursday or a Saturday?
Anything like that. I think mine is on a Sunday because my birthday's on a Saturday and it's the day after my birthday.
Mine's on a Sunday. What day did you start?
The 28th. It's the week before. I think I started
yours
like
is also
the
a Sunday.
week before.
Yeah, because yours is exactly a week after mine, so it's 2 Sundays back to back.
Yep.
Should we do... Well, no, because I upload my videos on Sundays, and I like having these on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that... I don't know. I feel really so weird. I'm so used to us doing these pods. I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna do? But I know that we need the break. I personally am doing that thing where, like, I'm editing my videos until, like, the night before they go up. And anybody who doesn't know, I'm currently that bitch that doing readings and making money off of YouTube is how I make money. So I need to be uploading on a regular basis. And I'm doing that thing right now where my videos are going up on Thursdays and they are being edited until about 5 a.m. on Thursday. Because I'm so behind between that and, like, executive dysfunction. God forbid I do anything on time.
I'm interested. I think I'm going to go back and watch all of our podcast episodes, especially the last few, because I'm interested to see how I've changed, like, personality-wise since I've started my meds. You know?
I have a shifting confession.
What's your shifting confession?
When I miss you really bad when you're asleep, I watch the podcast because you're not answering the phone.
That's so cute. Stop. You don't give me time to miss you because I have to spend the entire time that you're asleep when I'm awake in the morning catching up on what you've sent me the night before. Do you notice any difference in my personality, though, between, like, the beginning and now?
You're less self-deprecating.
Really?
Yeah, you haven't insulted yourself at all this episode. You insult yourself often.
I haven't recently.
Yeah, but like you, personality-wise, like I feel like you're very the same. I feel like you can tell when you were at a certain point with your meds because you were fucking over. You were done.
Oh,
like,
no, it was the episode where we were so fucking out of it. And then the one after that is when I was on my meds for the first time.
And you were tired as shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, so there's like 2 episodes in a row where if you watch it, she seems so done with life and then unconscious. And so I think back to back it does look a little fucked. And the thing is, I was the same way because the one where you were out of it, I was also out of it. And I was like, the whole episode I looked like I was in a coma in the woods in Forks. And and then the next episode I was also tired and couldn't talk. So there's like these poor people 2 episodes in a row. We were gone as fuck.
Yeah.
Those were also nights where like we stayed on the phone for an hour before we started recording. We did really good. We were only on the phone for about 5 minutes before we started recording today.
Yeah.
But both of those nights we were trauma dumping for like an hour before we even did it. And I think it was the night we were tired, you were upset about something. I think it was something to do with shifting. You talked for 2 hours about how upset you were, and then we started recording. We didn't get done until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
That was when I was like, I give up. It was around then.
Yeah. It was like, we didn't get done with the pod till 3 a.m. because you were upset for 2 hours, and then we tried to record and you were like, how do I give a fuck about shifting for 2 hours of a podcast when I've been sitting here like upset for 2 hours?
Yeah. I've had a lot of ups and downs this season, to be sure. I don't know. I feel
like next season will be definitely interesting.
So you know where you're shifting tonight, yeah?
Yes.
She's still on that Hogwarts Express. I'm gonna do a quick little reading for you, and then with your consent, I'll leave it in. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And while she does that, I'm gonna put some eye cream on. This is the First Aid Beauty Brighten Glow Eye Cream. This shit, I need you to understand, this was bought for me. I would never purchase this with my own money because this tiny bottle that is the size of my palm is like $36.
Fuck that.
My sister bought me this because I was insecure about my dark circles, and the really sick thing is, it works so well. That's the sick fucking thing. It's expensive as hell, and it works beautifully.
So, all of my skincare that I did earlier, the face mask I got free from the TikTok shop, and then the other shit is genuinely from Dollar General. It works. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so the first card that I got for you is the 10 of Pentacles, which is your card. So we have made
I was gonna say, that's my higher self.
Yeah, we've made contact with Lilith's higher self. Let's see what she has to say. So
she's gonna start insulting me. My higher self is mean.
Yeah.
I've learned my higher self's a fucking bitch.
Oh shit, okay, I have the 3 of Wands. I have to be really careful showing you guys the artwork on this card because there is nudity.
Because some of them are foul.
I can show you this much, maybe.
Which
is my
card
Go
is
Shift
it?
card.
Let me see. You can show me.
Yeah, it's my Go Shift card.
Oh, yeah.
So your higher self is saying, go shift, bitch. And the reason I call that my Go Shift card is because intuitively, the picture on the image has always reminded me, ever since I got this deck, it has always reminded me of somebody doing a shifting routine. But it doesn't, the meaning of it is talking about like journaling, doing things that are good for your soul and stuff like that. But intuitively for me, that's my Go Shift card. There's no way around that.
I feel like for me, the Ghost Shift card is always either the Wish Fulfillment card or it's the Chariot, and it's giving very like send it.
The Chariot
travel.
too, yeah. William's card popped out.
Hey, I don't need that.
It didn't fall, it just like flipped over in my hand, like, hello. Is that all your higher self had to say? The Chariot. Bitch. I'm not even kidding. I have to cover it up. This is, I'll do this. You can see it on the bottom. It says the Chariot. After you just said that's like your Go Shift card. Bitch.
I'm gonna go get my cards. Hold on. I'm gonna get my card. I gotta put on something protective. I'm not gonna raw dog this reading.
You're very aligned right now.
Give me a second.
And what happened earlier is you like, I'm getting imagery in my head. It's kind of like you Oh, wow. Okay, this is significant. I'll wait until you're back so I can see your face. You didn't pull the curtain back, but you brushed against the curtain and made it move a little bit, and you could see past it somewhat. But you didn't open it all the way. That is the imagery that I'm getting in my head, is you kind of like brushing your hand along like a curtain.
Can we talk about how I saw material in front of my face? I felt like I was looking through mesh.
That's why I was like, oh, this is significant.
Okay, can you perhaps, perchance, be like, hey, how do I pull that shit instead of brush that shit? What's wrong with you? Alright, first card that came out for you is the Magician. This card's, it's telling you that you need to realize what you're capable of. And the mind and the universe are reflections of one another. So think it into existence. Practice the law of assumption. Call CAD. The Six of Pentacles came out. This card is about sharing and giving and generosity, and how you may be like the wealthy person on this card and have a good relationship with money. You're not a brokey for once. And you are in a position to help others, or you may be receiving some sort of generosity and gifts at this time. So you're about to receive a full shift is what I'm hearing.
I hope so. Or that means our UFC bets are going to hit tomorrow. Manifesting.
And then Judgment indicates self-reflection and how you're likely close to reaching a significant stage in a journey. This journey may not have been an easy one, and you may find comfort in sharing your struggles with others who can relate to you. Now is the time to take your challenges head on. Also, you're being judged because the cards know what we've done with our new DR.
Fair. Where are you shifting tonight, Wowitz?
I'm shifting to my Hogwarts DR tonight because I'm opening the fucking curtain. Oh my god. How many episodes? Wait, didn't I looked at you? You said that. Was it or was it not at least like 2 or 3 episodes ago that I told you I had that freak out where it was like the arch in Harry Potter in the books, it's a curtain, and if you just move it, they'll be right there.
Yeah. So you're going there. What method and subliminal?
I think I'm gonna do the same thing that I did last night. I don't know about Haven though, because I'm scared that there's talking in it.
There's not, I promise you.
I don't know what subliminal to use. I'll let you tell me what subliminal to use, but I'm gonna use the any moment method again.
Have you used knock and step back?
No.
Use that one. I'm going to my 1940s DR and I'm sound checking a subliminal that's coming out tomorrow on Patreon called Relinquish.
Yeah. So you guys should subscribe to her Patreon so that you can listen to it.
It's also out on YouTube now, but like if you want ad free, go to Patreon, or if you just want to buy me lunch, go to Patreon. That's fine. All right, I'm gonna let you do the outro because my stomach is not happy with me right now. I love you guys. I will see you next season. I had to restart recording. Bad shift. Crazy.
Oh my god. Okay, so that bitch hung up. My fan is on because it's incredibly hot in here. But she hung up because she had to go to the bathroom so bad. So thank you for joining us for an entire season of the Batshit Crazy podcast. We love you and we're really glad that you were here. So we will be back in probably like the next, I'm still looking over there like she's over there. She's not. We're probably going to be back in like the next 4 to 6-ish weeks. Maybe less if one of us has an emergency first shift before then. But this is the part where I plug everything. If you are not already subscribed to this podcast, please hit the subscribe button. We're hoping that we can hit 1,000 subscribers soon. I think we're at like 800 and something right now. Pretty sure. But please subscribe if you have not already subscribed to this channel. Please check out all of our social media in the description below. If you would like to buy a tarot reading from either of us, please check out our emails. You can also email Carly if you would like to get a custom shifting subliminal. If you're not already part of our Discord server for the Batshit Crazy Discord, if you are over the age of 18, please find the link in the description and join us there. That's all the things. So we'll see you in season 2. Bye!